ho kafili kadoji nyese ebia na mehwe ro TV so abakosem adachi bi nyame anto nsan frɛ ye ntemo a yesu ebetumi aka kire nkyire ba sɛ abra na asante hene a wotoso mienu ofo abandwa no na kofi na me wo ho bi pa nana nyankwada ene wati kokoso na asante hene ya papa ya nana ye bibia ene mfinhia eduenu anan pepepa ofu abandwa no ntinana ne ye kan ne se nyame nhira wo omma o nyansa na fabu wo man da tinana nana nyankwada Ebusuya yebedase anape yedase pa se yehudonti weje wo fidie ne dia to peace 104.3 FM Jumedia ya to din working time ana kofikum eduru so a mede besom wona mede Jumedia ya peace FM ya to din working time mede somo free sisia dia kwakopem premtobre isia mede wakase du ba ko abo apa ho sema edu enson pepepe endra me pon ye no Eneminya enkra edi free US Manhattan say music legend singer civil rights activist Harry Belafonte we wie nedwuma so we obi a weni agi enwom ho na weni efikakra me bodin Harry Belafonte we hu sa nwumtoni no but nani fie we kai kra this year ma celebrating the time of 96 years into the latest news is that music legend, singer, and civil rights activist Harry Belafonte passed on yesterday to glory. He passed on at his home in Manhattan at the age of 96. In case you are wondering, why any Harry Belafonte maybe Shabbat, member nyum 2 minutes be. Papa den any for you. Say I feel we cry me celebrating a birthday. Na maybe say what's the secret? 96 years. Onkuta puma, onkuta shi. Strong man. Ono bo nyumu we. How naka crash wo ho a memre de bia wo de white towel bi wo de esi wase wehu na wo gina wo porch so na bia bibi kutawo na sika be de sika wo anyu wete sa no memre da na pa wa sori o how bia sika sembia pressure bia wo ho papa o na wo gina wa ban soro gina story building wo porch mu wehu flower pots na nyoma na ukuta bibi wo nsem na towel white bi si wase skabede da chibi abranti obo onyum we ne din de Harry Belafonte endra na nyame to nsa frɛ no sɛ wɔmagye na home na nani afi wedi nkyia chepa wedi mfishia edurokron ansia endra na obi bisa me sɛ den ne ku eden na ye no abai obi edi mfishia edurokron ansia bibi ne ku no oh o feto ngbeme kama ko ye 8 years na egbopo aka ya na abi no mini money 8 years e mini gbele but my dey say lenche fe ko na kaba bu ehye onye but nke nyemi me kume but mo ye 85 keka aka ya bia ke mini gbele obi a we di 96 years wo bisa say den ne kun no na nyame ayama no 96 kofi hwemu na ye adwuma. Let's turn to the brighter side of life. Those of you celebrating your birthdays today my very good friend Yola, it's your birthday today wherever you are. Your brothers here at Despite Media, we say happy birthday to you, Yola Ayewude. That is the husband of our dear sister Theresa Ayewude of Charterhouse fame. And then living bread before you know, mamu praise the Lord. And that's of penny General Overseer, Archbishop, Right Reverend Dr. Elvis Akwisia Saribediakon, living bread before you know, General Overseer, and then Archbishop Akwisia Sari Bediakon na woda mejina me papa Bishop Usu ansa nemu any living bread before you na yama papa yama trinkwa more anointing. Let me say happy birthday. I have just one special birthday request today, and it goes out to you, and you should feel very special this morning. Alex Tinkran Entry. Happy birthday to you. You are the only person I'm giving a birthday shout out apart from my friend Yola. Happy birthday to you, Tinkran Entry of St. Joseph Technical Institute, Kwotafo. The message is God bless you, favor you in all aspects of your life, from your dad, from your mom, and from your sister, Mame Safua. We love you, Alex Tinkran Entry, St. Joseph Technical Institute, Kwotafo. And I pay Michia Mr. Akan, a station manager. We were Goil Fuel Station. I were Tantra. Eja Akan, Yamin Shrawo, Michia, I won't wage my funina, ye W, O Soja, na Sister Millicent, Snage my funina, more Goil Fuel Station. I were Tantra. And I pay Minia Bema, a Koju Amwating, Mrs. Susa, Wasanyaba, and Kojo amwati ya wo mokobi shoes and pay me chiao. Ni tete mensa coach the first kobi man manche ni lebi na main board yo manye. And I pay me se me di shedding me di ama ya papa Mr. Wiafi Kumnipa eye Aquaflow International Shell Signboard Sprinters Mr. Wiafi Kumnipa yema shedding why unia penny we free mono obi a wuti me bia wonim Mr. Wiafi Kumnipa Aquaflow International Shell Signboard utumi frɛ no man shedding why unia penny e free muma asɛm no ayedin kakra Blaubi my colleague here at Despite Media Roger Kill sent me this message into we a Blaubi 1986 group. Okay, Roger Quarty sent me this message that Accra Academy 1986 year group this Saturday, April 29th, we will be officially handing over the 1986 ICT Center project. Okay, this Saturday, 29th April at 10 a.m. So Roger Q of UTV, myself, yours truly, will all be there. So we're inviting you to come, especially if you are part of the 1986 year group. Yeah. May Accra Academy may a part of the 1986 year group. May any Roger Q of UTV. Into the memory that way 1986 year group no. You see ICT Center Bia. Yes, so as part of our contribution to our alma mater 1986 year group no. This Saturday at 10 a.m. We'll be officially handing over the 1986 ICT Center project into no. A 86 year group no any all old students. Let's meet once again. Roger Kyo will be there. Yours truly, Royal Baby, I'll be there myself. And to know that's about it.
Peace FM. Peace FM.
It's exactly 26 minutes past 11. Peace 104.3 FM Sunye. And ne ukwa napa April 26th. Ebusuya, in just about a couple of minutes, we'll be going on to this morning's message. But just before then, me pacho enkaibo we ehu hia me pa. Sabi enkran ha ye ba ye no. Obia mehwepu. Enkran ha yingina ye bepe ejapade. Bra ye bre nyina ne senke benye japade bi wo enkran ha na sisi ya enkran nsase no okoto a na wa ya hweyie udi obi anim na wakoto enkran asase a ya ahweyie ya behwe wo social media na yegu obi anim ase se we bumi afaso odi obi anim kekewu odi obi anim koto asase mepacho anapei edwumekuo bi a wo mudi omuhunni ejumekuo bi a meni omu dinsa wo so ache nti fisi akra de me fasa me kan busuakuo no ho nti na me introduce wo mo ho a me say men crofo no men crofo no quality properties ye Easter promotion no aka akra bi ene ye de abawieye asempa ye won say ye sisi adan chichire estates na estates ni mo no ye ja ensase de atum because from experience no ya na bi mu ba na omo to adan na omo so omo nja asase bi kra nka me pe ha me pesene a hatie no na so nka me de me wo me design into the middle call two locations, right? Bibia utie ye wo bi a wo hia ejapade won kran ha no me de wo call two locations. First location me de wo call East Legon Hills. East Legon Hills no Sisiano is the best neighborhood in Accra. Yeah, ututu we ni say oh bia me fia brochi aba me pe area bia hoye fine pa ehimfa na me nkotena. East Legon Hills is the best neighborhood in Accra. East Legon Hills no ena ye wo 4-bedroom story building and a 4-bedroom detached house. Se wo friama no ne bia we tu kwan ache na wo pedan wo Ghana ha. Me suggest say what edan a eye u si dan na ye wi materials na ye u say wo be si dan na wi kura na afono wo to dan no mom preko a e we hu ano ye wo 4-bedroom story building ye wo 4-bedroom detached house and ye wo plots of land ye wo nsase ne bi e wo East Legon Hills location no between British International School and East Legon Hills last stop. Second location no Hillview Estates. Hillview Estates no ye was 3-bedroom detached house 2 and 3-bedroom semi-detached and yeja ensase ne bi in this beautiful location year tom. Is Hillview Estates no location no between Abokobi Police Station and Abokobi Boy Road. Ejapade we adan a me bobo so ene ensase a land titled registered. Se wo pebi ato a me the numbers are 9 me de bejawo. We no asem bie ne ho. Ensase a land titled registered. Wo to na de hye wonsem a obi a mbo opunu mu bisa wasem. Numbers a me de gya no 0547 448010. That is 0547 448010 and I say 0547 448011. Na metoso miensa ubetumi afre 0200 20344 0200 20344 and then na me try to ono 050 9999977. Abrebia some me can try to say gise bia hoodini bi ni ho ahoodini bi ni ho a me pai bo ne se afese se nyame nya busuani bi adum na musumu nya se japadie na sa ahoodini bi wo honko na wo tokoso koto japadie we ya mark wo bebia daachi bi ya obehwehwe me aba beda me ase se kofi wo kire me ade papa beda mo ase enya so.
Tune it in, turn it up,
Peace FM,
and rip off the knob.
Peace 104.3 FM Sunny Ebusuya duba ko abo apem pepepe na senia peace fm ya na pa bia ya taye no duba ko mpe mu sei no edwumeku akese miensa ene yaboafo a wo mo eso yasema Midday brief message bi abrel nti ye din kan ya dase ye be sha ase edi free the only electronic company in Ghana Hisense edino ejina ho edema the best electronic brand. Hisense ejina ho edema the best electronic product. Me pa cho wo fie ana wadwumam home appliances be na wo hia. TV, fridge, chest freezer, air conditioner, washing machine, smartphone, sound system, water dispenser, microwave oven, blender, rice cooker, kettle, pressing iron, air fryer. Emuni ehe me kanfo ade papa pa ene de amount. Hisense yenkwa na woto ade free yenchen ya. Yemao 5 years manufacturer defect warranty. Ya na sa abrofo ne bi mu se eyeden ye ka se manufacturer defect warranty. Na je se ade ayede ma wo no. Sa ade na nkasa sini bebi. Na nya bibi na be kan no. Na se endi mfie enum na se eseye a. Hisense ye beji na yama ofoforo e de ahya anan. Obi antumi nya ne sa ma wo ti ase sa. Ana pay wo fasika sa wo kokrum. Akoto home appliances obehwehwe Hisense showroom. Nyame adom Hisense showroom enya na uko shopping malls ni na West Hills, Junction Mall, Accra Mall, Achimota Mall, ena ye will be one potem na senkra ye be a showroom fufuro bi nkran ha e wodan so man. So we ni nkran ha no problem. Ye will Hisense showroom wotema. Kumasi, Takrade, Takwa, Mankasim, Obuasi, Sunyane, Techiman, Tamale, Hohoi, Kufuridia, Bebia, Kaise Hisense. Everyday prices for everyday people. Ejmekwa trosum yunu eyeska krabia brebia mesime bo mu dinamic so anama sorry. Best Point Savings and Loans. Best Point Savings and Loans, we say your dream is our business. And ejmekwa trosum yensa eye insurance ejmekwo. Best Assurance. Best Assurance, we say your protection is always assured. Okie dokie, let's get to work. It's a Wednesday morning, 27 minutes to midday. First of all, me wo asidebia esa medema. Andra, thanks so much for sharing the message yesterday, and I hope you will do same today. For whatever reason, Andra minya adofobi ema message they shared the message pa. So thanks for sharing the message yesterday, and I hope the Lord will touch your heart to do same today. Andra, yesterday topic be bitterness. Sa wodi oyaw wodi ehye wo mu. Na Andra me kyerɛkyerɛ bebree ewudi a wodi oyaw bitterness wodi hye wo mu a nipa bebree nim tina matome boase me yesa enkyerɛkyerɛ ebrenti nyaade a me bu nkompon na maka ne meka na Andra yeduru bebi na yeso so. But I would like to start this morning's message by giving you some profound statements that I hope you can commit to memory. Bitterness is one of the schemes of the enemy to trouble and destroy the life of anyone who sows its seeds. Bitterness is one of the schemes of the enemy to trouble and destroy the life of anyone, irrespective. The very moment you sow the seeds of bitterness, the devil will use it as a scheme to destroy your life, no matter who you are. Secondly, no matter how blessed, how decorated, how good, how well-meaning, how anointed, how wise you are, when you are bitter, your heart becomes evil. Let me take that again. No matter how blessed you are, no matter how God has decorated your life, no matter how good, how well-meaning, how anointed, or even how wise you are, when you become bitter, your heart becomes evil. And there's another one I want to add before I start the message. It is very costly to have bitterness. it will cost you a lot. Yeah. It is very costly to have bitterness, but to have it against someone with God's backing is deadly. It is costly to have bitterness, but to have bitterness against someone with God's blessing is deadly. When Ahithophel was about to commit suicide, he wrote what I just told you in his will. What is that? Ahithophel also signed on. Bible say he went home and put his house in order. Bema be putting the house in order. Not just cultural the will. Ahithophel actually the will no or can say it is deadly to have bitterness against someone with God's backing. On what to me who say a poor edify David hono. Nyankopon amfoaso. Ye bedu roine. My advice after saying what I have to say, my advice before we start this morning is that no matter what has happened to you, keep your focus on Jesus and wish everybody else well, okay? Don't harbor bitterness. Just keep your focus on Jesus. Wish everybody else well. The secret is this: those who wish others well, it is always well with them. Omo insusupa edema afoforo no. Abrepia adie nyina si ye ma wo. That is how nature is. Those who wish others well, surprisingly, it is always well with them. So, beloved, I beseech you with all the mercies of God, wish everybody else well, irrespective of whatsoever. Okay? Andra, baby, ayejina and say, okukudrufo David, neba eyawo ahyenimu epamo no free onu ankasa na himfie. We hu ade eyawo tumema nipa ye. David the great warrior was chased out of Jerusalem because of a bitter son. Oh, but meka ade bitterness enra meka Absalom asem meka say ye the two biblical characters bitterness etumi say womo enra medinkan de Absalom emfato ho. Absalom was a king in the making. Enra meka kire say Bible ka say Moses the meekest, the tallest hwan Saul or say Absalom ne ho of fetching abrantie bia. The most, so you see, the most handsome man, he had the charm, he had charisma, he spoke very well. Absalom was well spoken. Shebema ne ho of Bible but advert bi o se wo yere ka se there na dampa se Bible see obi ho of apart from Absalom when who say Bible see obi ho of nya oba po bema Bible say bema ne ho of okoso kan say Absalom no onim nipa ene kasa oye den wan twituo ensi Israel fo eso or the kasa de Absalom share wona so no kasa. And to look at the gifts that God has given him. He's so gifted with handsomeness. He had the charm and charisma. He was well spoken that he won the heart of Israel. But guess what? Bitterness destroyed all these gifts from God. When you look in the mirror, are you handsome? Are you beautiful? Please don't harbor bitterness. It will destroy it. You become evil. Okay. The second character from the Bible that I want us to learn a big lesson about the destruction of bitterness from is the greatest counselor, the greatest advisor that ever lived. What? Can bitterness destroy the greatest counselor and advisor? Yes. Beware. Obi a ne ho ofe owe nu nyamo onim nipa kasa. Enra Absalom michiro senia oyawo a woni mu no nti ese no. Enana pe nipa oyawo ewo nimu a ono so ese no obi a na adwene a Nyankopon de ama no. Se wokọ gi efutuo ewo ne nkyɛn a ede se Nyankopon ama wo efutuo pepepe. Obi a woni mu de esa bitterness betumi a destroy no. Come along with me on this morning's journey. In 2 Samuel chapter 15, Absalom waye ni coup d'etat against David. Afei ofrefre ne dom or yeah, cabinet of or form the ministers. He is selecting those that he will use. Now watch how bitterness works. What kind in 2 Samuel 15:12 scripture say Absalom sent for Ahithophel, the Gileonite, David's counselor, to come from his hometown Gilo. So the conspiracy gained strength, for the people with Absalom continually increased in number. Watch this. Just one man's addition made the conspiracy strong. How come? You see, Absalom small say yanko fre nipa wo tu David fu. Eye Ahithophel se ombra no. Ono nko abaaye no. Ema nipa agi twi ebedi Absalom echi. Nipa ba akope. This is how the Bible describes Ahithophel. He was a trusted official of David. He is David's counselor and trusted official. He was the man that David listened to. Akufo-Addo menim nipa otunifu. Mahama menim nipa kro otunifu. Kwame Despite menim nipa kro otunifu. But na nipa otu David fu. Eye Absalom. Now Absalom, he was not a carnal man. He was a spiritual man. Or you be a ne hote ewe radienim. Absalom was not a carnal man. He was a spiritual man because he will be a wotumi tufu. Te se nya woni Nyankopon kasa pepepe de. Na che se oyo be a woye konkron. Absalom was a godly person, and his advice was almost like the oracles of God. Because he was a trusted official, very, very influential, the very moment he joined Absalom, the Bible says the conspiracy grew stronger. Now watch this. When bitter Absalom asked Ahithophel for advice as to what to do, the Bible describes say Ahithophel you be a nyamisuro wo ne mu a ne futuo a wode mate se Nyankopon ema we futuo. Yesoma say yanko friend mbra no obaye no Absalom friend say baby ayedru no mama futuo na menye oka kire ne say ene o papa enyere mu anasa ne mpran no no ene wo mo nkoda na obi ehunu say o papa kra wo chi no kra na bema obi a otan we chi bia no ne nsem ayedin. Bible says Ahithophel's advice was as if you have inquired from God. This morning, my good friend, the question is, how could a spiritual man, a man trusted by society, wise and influential, give such a diabolic advice? It's dirty. To me, it's dirty and it's wicked advice. You will think such a wise man with a lot of wisdom will come and cool tempers. Time I afraid Ahithophel no. Obi a wotu David fu. Na ne ba sebi wodi nyamon sum say no. Na nka ni Yesu so ane se nka Ahithophel ba obekere say oh Absalom eye. Ne awaye kodro no a eye. Hwe mamento nyoma na oluma nsan na chi mbre fie biom. Echi Ahithophel wo ba ya. Absalom onene papa empena mo enkoda. Umom you are rather raising the tension to higher levels, and he's rather giving devilish advice. Let me ask you, I hope you are with me. Let me ask you this question. Why did Ahithophel give such an advice? Would it be, sir? Well, when bitterness has taken root in you. Now watch this. When you read 2 Samuel chapter 23, verse 34, you see, Ahithophel had a son whose name was Eliam, who was listed among David's 30 warriors. Then you come to 2 Samuel 11 verse 3. Eliam is the father of Bathsheba. So kai oba Bathsheba. Inti se wo hwɛ mu sɛnea Bible ɛma yɛn formula no a na kyɛ sɛ Bathsheba na David ɛkɔfa ne da ya wo kun ne kunu no. Eye Ahithophel ne nana ne ba bema Eliam ne ba ene Bathsheba. So adia David edi Bathsheba ofa ne da ya wo kun ne yere wo kun ne kunu kan ho no. Eye Ahithophel ne nana ene wo ye ne sa no. Na oyo obi a obɛn David a otu David funti no nyanda David ye ni nyina na n'ani tua. Eba ne sa no, he didn't resign his job. So to all intents and purposes, David felt Ahithophel was still his man. Say oda ebufuo ne dia kobere say me na waye ne saa no me na ni wonye adwuma biom wo ye obi a waye badwene ba wan kire hwe nti David nim say oh we na nye problem bra. But something happened to Ahithophel. Seeds of anger dropped into his spirit. It grew and it became bitterness. He was hurt, he was angry, and he did not do anything about it. So the anger became bitter. There are two things you find common between Absalom and Ahithophel, and that is both of them were angry about something, but they did not respond. They did not respond, they kept quiet. And Rameka Assembia, a dry boy Jane Kaima Mete, or say Assemboni, eto ukratirimu and wato mum. Well, say Absalom, ye there some dina and then or ye din one cache. Ahithophel also no, ye there some dino. Or ye din one country. You see, into no a footwear, who say, your friend or the ma Absalom no. Now say, a playback of what David did to his granddaughter. I feel the way who the it is bitterness. Bitterness has a way of poisoning you so much that you lose your wisdom. We obia nim say wo nim de pa now so say oya wo mu a Ahithophel. Obia yesi wo tufu asa Nyankopon na kasa no. Bitterness has a way of poisoning you so much that you lose wisdom. You lose your objectivity, you lose your integrity. Let me even warn you. If your pastor or your counselor becomes bitter, you will begin to question his counseling. You see, when bitterness finds place in you, you forget about everything that you know to be right. Let's look at how it ended. Ahithophel wo tufo as Nyankopon na eka say or the foot will be Emma Absalom, but then he was outsmarted by a servant of David called Husai. But the nyina na Nyankopon hye chire because we can in 2 Samuel 17:14 or say for the Lord had purposed to defeat the good advice of Ahithophel. Inti verse 23 or say, when Ahithophel saw that his advice was not followed, he saddled a donkey, went home, wrote his will, and hanged himself. Advisor Ahithophel edema Absalom no. Sanka odiswa, it would have destroyed David totally. But when it failed, he said to himself, for David to live, I will better die. Obia eyawo ewo nimu no, omo no mutumi kan nsem bi say over my dead body. Bitter people talk like that. For this man to live, I would rather die. Ahithophel couldn't stand David. So when he had the opportunity to destroy David and he wasn't listened to, he became so bitter that for David to live, I would rather die. Yeah, those that have bitterness against you, they will rather die than see you prosper. They will rather die than see you as a happy person. That is what bitterness can do. You see, as I begin to bring my message to an end this morning, my assignment is to talk to you about bitterness that we see in two lives, that of Absalom and Ahithophel. Why did Absalom choose Ahithophel? The answer is because bitter people identify bitter people. Nipa domini na adena Absalom enya kukudro say ni papa advisor or be friend so on meka ne ho, because when you become bitter, you'll be able to identify bitter people. It happens in offices. If you are in an office and you feel bitter, when you see another person who is also bitter, you'll be able to identify the person. Now, even Ghana hakrapono ye won crophobia aban bi ba aban ne ni omundi ye kura obe unsa saafo no na nka me maame wo makola ene ye no ye kanea ye han tie de sa abanyoko de ye mpe wo asem, because we are bitter about what the government did to us. But let me tell you, if you don't treat your bitterness, someone will recruit you into his conspiracy. And if you don't deal with bitterness, you will end up like Ahithophel, killing yourself. Most of us get bitter with good reasons. Yesterday I told you. You first get hurt. Most of us, we get bitter with good reasons. Maybe like Absalom. Somebody hurt somebody, you know. Or like Ahithophel. Somebody violated a relative or a loved one. It could be somebody has done something to you. You've kept quiet over all these years. Everybody thinks the problem is over, but only you. You know the plans that you are hatching. You are spending time working on your plan, recruiting people, building yourself up to launch an attack. If you read the end of Absalom, he ended the same way as Ahithophel. Beloved, bitter people end up being hanged by their own works. For example, Mordecai. Do they have a case? Yes. Did somebody do something wrong against them? Yes. They had a case, but did they handle it well? No. Because although your case is good, as you're listening to me this morning, although your case is good from the beginning, if you don't handle it well, the case that should have brought you sympathy will rather destroy you. Bitterness is a great destroyer. So if you find yourself bitter, let me ask you, are you bitter? If you are, how would you know? Tomorrow I'm going to help you, so don't miss it. How would you know whether you are a bitter person or not? We'll find that out tomorrow. The message was brought to you courtesy the only electronic company in Ghana, Hisense, everyday prices for everyday people.
Peace FM, station with a vision. 104.3. Peace FM, 104.3. Peace FM.
One 4.3 FM Sunie. Hey, Ebusunya sisi ya yedim komo kakre ade achi o. Aka sima enson na premoatu. Ye beda sebiom say ye hu donti we fidie ne da so da peace 104.3 FM. Ebusunya Mr. Winnie di mu ase simansia akada ye nemu ansa na premoatu yi fa waso fe me kakra na anape me commercials a me won wada roma me fanda wona afi yemfa prem to break ase bo na mesomo me sha ase a me pacho ya na toothpaste ben ene ya we use ye toothpaste pa but anape me pese me kanfo ne ya me use a me hunu se eno edasoro kokora eye ne ehin eye close up close up na anape ye de tudwa se close up ye de variants emiensa ye de abadwa so ye wo close up complete fresh protection ye wo close up red hot ever fresh and ye wo close up menthol ever fresh se me yene ba ko a Sieka, the new close-up complete fresh protection toothpaste now. It has eucalyptus mint. So when eucalyptus mint, it fights germs, cleanses deeply, gives strong teeth and fresh breath. And your close-up red hot ever fresh, and I feel close-up menthol ever fresh. And no. You use unique enhanced ingredients of purifying gel and have a ice cool crystal and antibacterial mouthwash that fights off 99% of bacteria and seals in freshness. Inti sa ukodwa so na wo hia toothpaste and I pay me kanfo close up at the mouth. Close up what the tree will see you and when will be Casacra. Homie, I won't home goodness on cry. Ecobank, CM Fund to just say, so here's a cat in the winning year. Yet the new emergency money emergency number, yet they are two drop. Watch what 10 year and 10 year. Ecobank say bo star 770 hash. Woba ye bejosu na ye to me ama what 10 ho na why you free. Send opesa wo co shopping. Now so what to two near as a market and your money in one way. Unhunu enyama fofora. And an pay me kanfu EU Chinatown Shopping Center. Uduru wa enyoma EU Chinatown Shopping Center. And now because what do catch the so unko jaw EU Chinatown Shopping Center. Wa we didn't be pie no hu. Ejawaju. EU Chinatown Shopping Center, your boy and Samrani say where quality meets affordability. EU Chinatown Shopping Center no a new shopping mall bi a yesi ewo enkran weja kwan no so eben Pambros na ye bie edebia free anapa nonkron edikosi enimbre nonkron. EU Chinatown Shopping Center where quality meets affordability. Sisi adia wo sia key sopa wan hwa a wo hunu on se brebi e betwem kono key soap ye de hye wo nsem a eye semina na saa na tie sisi adia key soap a hye atare sronko kura sei. Yeah, key soap now comes wrapped and it's very convenient. Into no fellow Ghanaians, grab your specially wrapped key soap sronko bar. Obenye bi ewo bebia key soap still a man san boafo.